Arjun is in a miserable position. That is not the position of Arjun, the person. That is the situation of entire mankind. That is the conflict that we all face daily, every day. So, first of all, it is not about Arjun and Krishna. It is not about two persons. Arjun and Krishna are both within us. Krishna is not standing in front of Arjun. Krishna is the heart of Arjun.
Doubt your abilities, Parmeshwari, it is good, because no ability can be perfect. You can be relatively more able than the other. But never can you be absolutely able. We are talking here of abilities like walking, talking, thinking, activities that belong to the normal worldly plane. In that plane, any ability will always have a limit. To expect perfection there is to invite guilt and frustration. So you say that when you look at yourself, you see imperfections. So you see, right? That's the celebration. The seeing is the celebration. Whenever you would see, you would never see the absolute or perfection anywhere. That is not going to happen. Only the limited can be seen. Only the imperfect. The bounded. The transient can be seen. Do not expect beyond that. What you are seeing matters. But much more important is that you are seeing at all. Whether you are seeing is much more important than what you are seeing. And you must remember that if you start evaluating what you are seeing, then the very process of seeing will get impeded. You cannot observe yourself intentfully. You cannot observe yourself with an expectation or a motivation. It is not given to you to demand that when you observe, you should only come across pleasant facts about yourself. Often, when you observe, and probably always, you will only have your littlenesses to watch. And if a reaction arises against those littlenesses, watch that reaction as well. We have talked a lot about morality. The moral mind watches and keeps comparing the watched object to an ideal standard. It watches to conform. It watches to obey and oblige. It will watch the handkerchief to assess whether or not the handkerchief is as white as the tablecloth. Right? This is no observation at all. You aren't watching, you are demanding. Not only are you demanding, you are attached. You will be happy if you see this as white as this. You will be disappointed if you find this a little dirty or spotted. You still are identified with this. How will you be able to observe something, watch something with which you are attached and identified? To witness is to be behind all identifications. If identification arises, one quickly catches that as well. It struck. Right. So this has to be perfect and pristine as this. So my job is to make it a little soiled. What will you do? There is no me, Parmeshwari, to improve. There is no me, no I to improve upon. Are you getting it? So what are you basing your expectations upon? There is only one I, and it cannot be improved upon. There is only one I, and that I cannot be improved upon. So what is the point of comparing and expecting? There is only one I, and that I is incomparable. So what is the point of comparing this against this or this. Are there two eyes? Then against which eye are you comparing your personal eye? And the ego will always fail in comparison to the real eye. But instead of seeing that two eyes do not exist, we want to raise the false eye to the level of the real eye. When will you succeed, Parmeshwari? Give me a time limit. Huh? How many eyes are there? Huh? Nothing. Nothing. Your humble teacher has been shouting since long that there is nothing called self-purification or self-improvement. Guilt feeling cannot come to the real eye, or can it? And if the guilt feeling comes to the false eye, let it come. How is it your business? Caught. How many of you are there? Actually one, apparently two. Actually, how many of you are there? Just one. So against what do you keep comparing yourself? This tendency to compare oneself to something and then try to be better is false on many counts. First of all, there are not two of you. Secondly, even if you improve the false eye, how do you benefit? How do you get better by decorating your shadow? You are sitting here and behind you is your shadow. Why don't we serve some sweets to the shadow? Parmeshwari is hungry. Why don't we apply some shampoo to the shadow? The hair are a little dirty. Which one is the real Parmeshwari? There is only one Parmeshwari, the other one is the shadow. Should we serve the shadow? And shadows have a dark habit of remaining dark. And you are trying to whiten the shadow. When will you succeed, Parmeshwari? Ever seen a white shadow? But Parmeshwari wants the shadow to be like this. There is just one you. The second one is an apparition. It appears but is really not. No point working hard on it. I have repeatedly said, don't improve yourself. Just disown. Just dissolve. Disown all the perfections. They exist, but they are not yours. Are there imperfections? Obviously, there are. In the world of Prakriti, is there anything perfect? Ever seen a perfect tree? You will not even see an imperfect tree. Because the word perfect is closely related to imperfection. In the world of Prakriti, things are just as they are. There is no concept of perfection there, therefore there is no imperfection either. Ever seen a perfect blade of glass? Because there is no perfect blade of grass, therefore there is no imperfection either. There just is stuff. Things are just as they are. Ever seen a man with a perfect height? Ever seen a perfectly beautiful woman? Ever had a perfect day? Things are just as they are, tathata. You are not those things. You are not Prakriti. In Prakriti, stuff is just as it is. One leaves Prakriti to its ways. One watches it. One doesn't interfere because Prakriti cannot improve through your interference. She is best left alone and watched. But if you associate yourself too much with Prakriti, then you start thinking that you are Prakriti, and then you want to improve Prakriti because you want to improve yourself. Fallacious on both counts. You, the one you really are, cannot be improved. At the same time, Prakriti too cannot be improved. So what is this game of improvement? What is this game of improvement? Passive observation, motiveless observation. One knows what is going on. One doesn't denounce it. One doesn't criticize it. That's observation. And if observation gives you a heartache, then you know that the ache too is arising in the field of Prakriti. One watches that ache as well. I just caught how jealous Parmeshwari is. And the moment I caught that Parmeshwari is jealous, a hurtful feeling arose within. Now I am observing both the jealousy and the hurt. The jealousy and the hurt are in the same plane. I am somewhere else. Who is jealous? The same entity that gets hurt. Who is hurt? The same entity that was observed as being jealous. So these two are one. They belong to the same country. I am somewhere else. I am not there to demand the disappearance of jealousy. If I demand the disappearance of jealousy, where have I put myself? On the same plane as jealousy. Because jealousy and expectations go together, right? Jealousy and expectations go together, don't they? Now if I expect that I should not be jealous, then where am I? On the same plane. The plane of jealousy is the plane of expectations. The plane of hurt is the plane of expectations. So if I expect that I should not be jealous or hurt, then I am exactly on the same plane that I want to dissolve. I am furthering the same thing that I am against. See the mechanism, observe the apparatus. Don't want it to be different. It is anyway so full of wants, is it not? Is it not? Why to add another want to it? Therefore, I relate witnessing closely to shamelessness. The one who is quickly ashamed cannot watch. Shame will turn you into a liar. If you are too ashamed of the fact that you got 35% marks, you will start saying that you got 65%. Shame will quickly turn you into a liar. If you are too ashamed or embarrassed, and these come with expectations, don't they? When do you get ashamed? When the facts do not match your expectations. When the facts about your being do not match against the expectations you have from yourself, then you get ashamed. And I'm saying shame leads to self-deception. They all belong to the same family. Are you seeing that? Shame, expectations, self-deception, lies. You just don't want to accept that the system is worth 35%. And if somebody tells you, you stand at 35, baby, you fight. It's okay. Something stands at 35%. I don't. That's witnessing, that's detachment. Something stands at 35%. I don't. But one has to be careful. Even this statement can become an instrument of self-deception. It might be the same old game of shame and deception. One might have been so hurt by the facts that one may start withdrawing from facts. Witnessing is not an escape, a defense mechanism. To witness is not to claim detachment because the facts are too hurtful. To witness is to remain equally disengaged when there is pleasure, when there is apparent fulfillment of wish. Even then, one remains disengaged. Getting it? So does all this bring about improvement? Maybe yes, maybe no. How is that your concern? The one that you are can neither be improved and it not even needs improvement. So improvement may happen, improvement may not happen. How do I know about improvement? After all improvement requires a set benchmark. All improvement assumes a certain destination. So how do I talk of improvement? How do I know what an improved self looks like? Can you know that? The improved self is such a fallacy, and the entire world is running after that. No? What do we all want to be? We all want to be an improved version of ourselves. How do you know that you have improved? Who decides that? You decide that, right? But you are in dark, you are in confusion, and that is why you want to improve. And if you are a confused entity, how are you so sure that you are improving? Even your so-called improvement would be in the same dimension as confusion. Or is it possible that you are confused about everything in the world except self-improvement? Now you would realize why people struggle so much. They do not acknowledge the fact of confusion. They just want to be better. They do not know where they are and who they are. They just want to change. If I do not know what this is, and if I do not know who I am, will I know why I have a desire to change it? And will I know how to change or improve it? I know neither this nor this. Please, I know neither this nor this. But I feel an urge to improve it. Will I know from where that urge is arising? I won't. And will I be able to improve it? I do not even know what it is. You know what's more? I do not even know what my relationship to this is. So how will I improve it? In order to really say that this has improved, this should have become more valuable to me, right? And this can become more valuable to me only if I first know its relationship to me. Are you getting it? Do I know the right relationship between the observer and the observed? And if I do not, how will I improve? But we are adamant. We will not say that my nature is to know. We would not be insistent upon knowing. We would rather keep harping on improvement. Just know and stop. Just know and stop. Know and stop. Stop and know. That's all.